This is section 5.4, the product to sum and sum to product formulas. Now, for the product to sum formulas, we're going to be able to take a multiplication of sines and cosines, whether it's two sines, two cosines, or a mix, and convert it into an addition of a sine of sines or of cosines. Notice here in particular that here we have a mix of sine and cosine, but we are able to go to just sine. So these can be very useful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the proof of the first formula, and then the other three are developed in a very similar way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by writing cosine of x minus y and cosine of x plus y. Okay, that's what I've got here and here, and I'm going to write these using the sum and difference formulas. Cosine of x minus y is the same thing as cosine x cosine of y plus sine x sine y. And cosine of x plus y is cosine of x cosine of y minus sine x sine y. So these are our sum and difference formulas for cosine. Now, if I add these together, I get cosine of x minus y plus cosine of x plus y is equal to, these are the same, so I have 2 cosine x cosine of y, and these cancel out. Now this is almost this. I just need to divide both sides by 2. So I get 1/2 of cosine of x minus y plus cosine of x plus y. And this equals cosine of x cosine of y, which is our first formula. The other three are developed very similarly. Okay. Let's look at an example problem. Use the product to sum formulas to rewrite each expression as the sum or difference of two functions. Simplify where possible. So we're not always going to be able to simplify here. So if we look at sine of 40 degrees, sine of 20 degrees. Here I have a sine times a sine. This is equal to 1/2 of cosine of subtract the 2, so 40 minus 20 degrees, minus cosine, add them together. Okay, so this gives me 1/2 of cosine of 20 degrees minus cosine of 60 degrees. Cosine of 60 degrees is 1/2. And cosine of 20 degrees is not one that we know. So we're going to leave it as cosine of 20 degrees. So this answer that they're looking for is 1/2 cosine of 20 degrees minus 1/4. That's as simplified as possible. Okay. Now let's do the same thing for cosine of 70 degrees times sine of 20 degrees. Cosine, then sine. And it really, even though, yes, you can multiply things, you can switch the order of these, you do want to make sure that you're keeping things in the correct order here, because it really does matter, okay, which one you call x, which one you call y. So cosine and then sine is 1/2 of sine of x plus y minus sine of x minus y, sine of 70 minus 20 degrees. So I have half of sine of 90 degrees minus sine of 50 degrees. Sine of 90 degrees is 1. Sine of 50 degrees is not one that we know. So the answer they will be looking for here is 1/2 minus 1/2 sine of 50 degrees. Okay. Let's do sine of 3 pi over 8 times cosine of pi over 8. So I have a sine times a cosine. So this is equal to 1/2 times sine of x plus y. So 3 pi over 8 plus pi over 8 plus sine of, subtract them. So plus sine of 3 pi over 8 minus pi over 8. Okay, so this is 1/2 sine of pi. This will be 4 pi over 8, which is pi over 2, plus sine of, this is going to be 2 pi over 8, which is pi over 4. Sine of pi over 2 is 1, plus sine of pi over 4 is the square root of 2 over 2. So if you multiply through, you have 1/2 plus pi, square root of 2 over 4. And that is a good answer. Let's do cosine of 5 pi over 3 times cosine of pi over 3. So cosine times cosine. This is going to equal 1/2 times cosine of, you subtract these, 5 pi over 3 minus pi over 3, plus cosine of the two angles added together, okay? So I have 1/2 times cosine of, that's going to be 4 pi over 3, plus cosine of, that's 6 pi over 3, which is 2 pi. I have 1/2 times cosine of 4 pi over 3 is negative 1/2, plus cosine of 2 pi is 1. So I have 1/2 times 1/2, and this answer is 1/4. Okay, so let's find the exact value of cosine of 52.5 degrees and times cosine of 7.5 degrees. So I have a cosine times cosine, so I'm going to be using this formula. And this is going to equal 1/2 times cosine of, subtract these, so 52.5 minus 7.5 degrees, plus cosine of the two angles added together, which is 1/2 times cosine of 45 degrees plus cosine of 60 degrees, which is 1/2 times square root 2 over 2 plus 1/2, which is square root 2 over 4 plus 1/4, or square root 2 plus 1 over 4, if you wish. One more, sine of 7 pi over 12 times sine of pi over 12. So this will be 1/2 times cosine of these two subtracted. So that's going to be 7 minus 1, 6. 6 pi over 12 is pi over 2. Minus cosine of the two angles added together. That will be 8 pi over 12, which reduces to 2 pi over 3. So this is 1/2 times. Cosine of pi over 2 is 0, minus cosine of 2 pi over 3, that's negative 1/2. So I have 1/2 times 1/2, and your answer is 1/4.